Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Unless it's your first time here, I'll introduce myself. My name is Kyle. I own KN Knives. This is my beautiful knife shop. This is my dad here working at the bench beside me. If you want to check out more from me, head to knknives.ca. All my links and everything are down below. You can check out my work. You can head to my website. You can find the route there to contact me for custom work and stuff like we're going to be doing in this video. We've got 4 buck 110s here that we're working through in the shop today. These are going to be finished today. We've got 2 beautiful ones in a red lace burl. These are glued up and done. We're going to grind these in now. These belong to a customer friend named Mark. So that's exciting. We got Mr. Bauer here with a nickel bolstered 112. That's wearing some stag. And then this piece is unique. Nobody owns this piece yet. And this is my dad's first buck 110 build. You can see the multi-part scales here. We have these scales built up. He designed them, created them, and then decided to use them on the buck 110. What a racket, what a racket. But we've got a standard brass bolstered 110, and this one is not chosen yet, not bought, hasn't been listed anywhere, so it is available for sale if you want to get the first off. We'll see how his work looks at the end of this video. So what we've been doing is I have 3 here, and he's watching me do each step on 3 of them. Then he completes a step on his. We move to the next stage in the project, and he watches me do it with 3. And then he does it with his. That's the way we've been doing. So he's shadowing every step. He gets to see it 3 times. And then he gets to try it immediately while it's in his mind. So I think that's a good way to learn, a good way to apprentice. I am a lifelong learner. I love to learn. I love to try new things, expand my skill sets. And it's never worked well for me to just sit and learn in an academic sense, to read, study, and then at some point down the road, okay, now here's your turn. I need to be put to the task immediately so that I can feel it and experience it with my own body, my own senses. Okay, now what I just read has some context to it and makes a little sense. I think that's one of the best ways to learn, is certainly the best for me. If I was to design like an apprenticeship style program, that's exactly how I would do it. Get hands-on as soon as possible. I'm the type that I could have driven a route from the passenger seat. Me and Dad could go somewhere with him driving a dozen times, and I do not retain that route. Just my mind's not on it. I'm not there. We're just driving the route and we're there. And then on the 12th time he says, okay, you take the wheel. And I still have to ask all the turns because I have not been doing it. And it's just, I'm not focused enough for those steps to click, right? The road signs I'm just not noticing properly if I'm not in it. So that's the way we're going to do things here. That's the way my apprenticeship program, my future apprenticeship program, will run. What do you guys think about that? Agreed or no? Do you think it's better to study, read, watch, and finally get to a point where, well, now you have all this big basis of knowledge, and now you start the experience, or do you think that they should come along together? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Mine, of course, is my experience. Yours is pretty important too. Thanks for sticking with us this long, guys. These buck 110s are complete. Let me show you the first 2 here. This is a set going to the one customer here, 110 and a 112. And these are just beautiful. Filed and polished tangs on these beauties. Little extra polishing on the blade. You might be wondering why I'm wearing gloves here. Once these knives are cleaned up, and these have a pretty much final cleanup, just about to wrap them, put them up, box them up to go out. But you don't want any oil from your skin getting on that freshly cleaned and stripped brass, because it will tarnish rather quickly. It's fine to do that once it gets back in the customer's hands. Tarnish all you want at that point. But I don't want that to happen while it's here in my hands. I don't want me to get fingerprints on the brass, the oils in my skin, and the acids and chemicals in my skin, and then it'll ship for 2-3 weeks, and it's unwrapped, and you have these stained fingerprints in the brass. I don't want to do that, so that's why I'm wearing the gloves. Just a gorgeous stabilized red lace burl used on these. Check out this nickel bolstered 112. This is just a gorgeous knife. Premium. That stag. And this, that S30V blade. Oh, drop point. Isn't this something? What a beautiful knife. The nickel, I'm probably going to get a little flood of emails right now asking for nickel finish 110s. I just can't get them. I just can't seem to get them. I checked on the Buck website just recently. It says sold out on there as well. And I can't find them in any stores up here. It's hard to even find the 112 even in the brass up here. You just don't see many of them. But in the nickel, nah, just you don't see them. Not sure why. I don't know if it's because they're a big seller or because they're not a big seller. Isn't that beautiful? And then the last one on the table, my dad's first 110, and here it is. What do you think of his scale choice? This is the standard brass bolster, clip point in the 420, just a slightly upgraded finish on the blade here as well. I did the very final cleanup and last buffing on them, but Dad hand finished. So Dad crafted these scales from scratch. You have a burl wood here separated by some black G10. You see those separations there, and then we have a black G10 here in the rear, and it just looks so good. What a great, interesting configuration. Yeah, final buffing and cleanup I did, but everything else done by Dad. This is a brand new Buck 110, factory packaging, factory sheath, everything. Isn't that beautiful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you would. Subscribe if it's your first time here. My website is listed right down below, knknives.ca. You can check out my custom work. You can check out my production run of knives, KN Knives. You can find the portal there to email me for custom work, restoration work, all of the above. Go ahead and head there if you would. Subscribe to the mailing list and you'll get emailed a 10% off code. Now it might go to your spam box, but make sure you get that 10% off code and make use of it. Take advantage of it, please. Now I've got one other thing for you folks who have stayed behind this late. I've got one other task or favor to ask you. If you've worked with me before, if you own a KN Knives product, if you've bought something off my store, if you work with me for restoration and custom work, KN Knives has a Google business page. I have a link below that will take you to leave a review on that page. It'll just open right up to the review. You can give me a rating, you can write something if you'd like. I would really appreciate if you would do that, and more so, in a couple weeks time, mid-late February, we're going to go to that Google page. I'm going to get a hold of every name that's on that review list. You're going to be entered to win the KN Knives product, a new knife. We're giving away a knife. This will be the third knife given away so far this year. And, well, it'll be February by then, but we're talking about it already in January. So, if you want to get in on that, and if you own a KN Knives product or have worked with me on restoration work, please go leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it, just to help boost the business here, help drive the brand forward. I'd really appreciate it, and there's, of course, something in it for you guys as well. Thanks for watching. The link below for that review is there. I look forward to reading some of them. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.